Zhao Lusi and William Chan finally confirmed their new drama. Exclusive interview reveal. Leo Wu shock. The announcement should have been a simple celebration, a polished segment aired during a press junket where actors sit beneath soft lighting and share rehearsed lines about upcoming projects. Yet nothing about this moment stayed ordinary, because the instant Zhao Lusi and William Chan confirmed their new drama together, the atmosphere in the studio shifted into something electric, charged, and impossible to ignore. And what happened in the minutes that followed the moment Leo Wu walked in, the moment his expression changed, the moment something unspoken passed between all three actors, became the very heartbeat of the scandal, the reaction, the shock that fans were still replaying frame by frame long after the livestream ended. Hold on tight, C-Drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. It began quietly, almost too quietly, with the cautious rustle of papers, the muted clicks of camera equipment, and the soft hum of studio air conditioning. Zhao Lusi sat at the center of the stage, her posture poised but her eyes glimmering with the unmistakable mixture of excitement and nervous anticipation that only comes when a secret has been held too long. William Chan, seated beside her, radiated that calm, competent professionalism for which he had become famous, broad shoulders squared, eyes steady, expression relaxed yet disciplined, the kind of presence that instantly dominated every frame. Minutes before the interview began, staff whispered with barely contained enthusiasm, exchanging looks that conveyed more than words. This pairing was about to set the industry ablaze. Both actors had been rumored for months to be involved in a grand-scale historical romance series, one that required not only immense acting skill but rare chemistry, emotional depth, and on-screen magnetism. Every detail had been hidden, every script kept under lock and key, every audition rumor denied. And yet here they sat, ready to break the silence. When the cameras rolled, the host leaned forward with a smile that couldn't hide her eagerness. She asked the question the entire industry had waited for: was it true? Had they finally agreed to lead the drama together? Zhao Lusi inhaled slowly, her voice soft yet steady as she confirmed it. William followed seconds later, offering the same confirmation, his deep voice resonating with quiet authority. In the vault of online fandom, millions of viewers erupted at once, comment sections exploding with disbelief, delight, and speculation. The pairing was unexpected but perfect, fresh, dynamic, and full of potential. But the true shockwave came not from the confirmation itself, but from what happened next. Because just as the applause in the studio reached its peak, just as the host prepared to dive into details, the studio door opened, quietly, but with a timing so precise it felt almost orchestrated, and Leo Wu walked in. At first, the crew assumed he was arriving early for his own interview segment. But the moment his eyes landed on Zhao Lusi and William Chan, their names glowing behind them on the LED backdrop announcing the new drama, something in his expression shifted with unmistakable clarity. He froze, not dramatically, not theatrically, but in a way that only those who understood human emotion could recognize. A moment of disbelief flickered across his face, followed by something deeper, quieter, more complicated. The host greeted him warmly, unaware of the storm beginning to gather. Leo attempted to smile, to compose himself, but the camera caught the flicker of his real reaction, the brief tightening of his jaw, the subtle stillness of his posture, the way his eyes slid from Lucy to William as though he were searching for answers or processing news he had not expected to receive in this manner. Zhao Lusi noticed it immediately. Her shoulders stiffened for just a beat, her gaze softening in concern as she watched Leo approach. They had worked together before, they shared history, trust, and familiarity that audiences loved. And seeing him walk in at that precise moment, completely unaware of the announcement, felt like a collision of timelines not meant to meet on camera. William Chan remained calm, his expression unreadable, but the entire room could feel the tension weaving itself through the air like a delicate, nearly invisible thread. The host, finally catching on, asked Leo what he thought of the newly confirmed pairing. And that was when everything froze again. Leo hesitated. Not because he wished to be dramatic, not because he wanted to create controversy, but because honesty flickered against restraint, and the collision of those two forces played out across his face with a rawness that no actor could fully mask. He spoke eventually, offering polite congratulations, but there was a depth in his voice that fans would later dissect. A quiet heaviness, a fleeting tightness around the eyes, a hint of something unspoken but unmistakable. And the internet noticed. Clips spread within minutes. Forums lit up with questions. Was Liu Wu surprised? Was he hurt? Was he simply shocked by the suddenness of the announcement? Or was the truth far more complicated, woven somewhere in the unspoken history between him and Zhao Lusi, or perhaps between him and the production team? Back in the studio, Zhao Lusi attempted to lighten the mood, offering Liu a warm smile that spoke of understanding, reassurance, and a silent apology for the abruptness of the moment. William Chan watched quietly, his posture relaxed yet subtly protective, as if aware of the delicate balance unfolding beside him. As the interview resumed, the tension never fully dissipated. It lingered gently, subtly, coloring the atmosphere with the kind of emotional undercurrent that no script could manufacture. And by the time the cameras cut, everyone present, crew, host, actors, directors knew that something significant had happened. Something unscripted. Something real. For the first time, the truth had slipped through the polished surface of celebrity life, exposing a raw, human moment that viewers rarely get to see. The announcement of the drama was no longer the only headline. Now the world wanted to know, what exactly was running through Liu Wu's mind? What history did he share with Zhao Lusi that made his reaction so striking? And how would this new on-screen partnership shape the dynamics of the industry, the fandoms, and the relationships behind the scenes? Because sometimes the greatest drama is not the one filmed for television, but the one that unfolds in the quiet spaces between real people, caught not by directors, but by the truth they cannot entirely hide. What followed after the interview cameras stopped rolling became the invisible turning point that no one outside the production understood, because while Zhao Lusi and William Chan stepped off the brightly lit stage with professional smiles still lingering on their faces, something far more delicate, far more revealing was unfolding in the shadows behind them. The studio air, once filled with the buzz of staff movement and equipment adjustments, grew noticeably charged as whispers began rippling through the corridors, whispers triggered by a single unexpected reaction from someone the audience had not seen, someone who had been listening from the sidelines with a stillness that barely concealed the turbulence beneath his composed exterior. Liu Wu. He had not been scheduled to appear that day, nor had anyone expected him to be standing just beyond the camera lines, half concealed beneath a dim overhead light that barely reached the far corner of the room. He arrived quietly, without the typical entourage, without the familiar burst of attention that usually followed him. He simply stood there, watching. And at first, no one paid attention, assuming he was there as a courtesy visitor or perhaps to support a colleague. But as Zhao Lusi spoke, as she described the new drama with a mixture of glowing excitement and guarded mystery, as William Chan added his reflections about their on-screen chemistry and the intensity of the storyline they were preparing to tackle, Liu Wu's expression changed in a way that only those closest to him could interpret. It was not jealousy, nor disappointment, nor frustration. It was something subtler, deeper, something rooted in a history that had never been fully acknowledged publicly. Those who had worked with him long enough understood that Liu Wu rarely displayed genuine emotional shifts in professional settings. He had perfected composure to the point of mastery. Yet that afternoon, hidden from the interview cameras, something in his posture tightened, something in his gaze sharpened, something in his breathing quickened almost imperceptibly when Zhao Lusi mentioned the words unexpected partnership, and even more when she emphasized how seamlessly she and William had connected during the preparatory script readings. The staffers who noticed it could not understand why such simple words would affect him so profoundly. But those who had been present during earlier projects, during long nights on sets where laughter turned into confessions and where camaraderie evolved into something unspoken but undeniably present, recognized the truth instantly. Liu Wu was not reacting to professional news. He was reacting to personal history resurfacing in ways he had not anticipated. While the interview continued, the atmosphere in the studio shifted without warning. Assistants exchanged glances. A makeup artist paused mid-motion. A cameraman slightly lowered his equipment, sensing the emotional undercurrent pulsing through the room. Even William Chan, who had been answering a question about character development, briefly glanced toward the shadows, sensing that someone was watching with far more intensity than expected. His gaze lingered for just a second too long before returning to the interview, but that second was enough to plant a quiet tension that no one dared to voice.